All right, welcome back. So we're gonna go ahead and implement all this code. I've gone ahead and tried it, and I've messed up a lot. So I'm kind of like coming after the solution. So I won't really be working it in real time with you guys, but I'll try to explain it as best I can, and that way you can see what I did. So let's go to our code, and one thing we should notice, like looking at our diagram, is we need to look at where the function containing the probability is and change that code. So we go to the code that's for the room's action, and we look at, hey, we went to the second room and we need to change this here. So we don't just like kill it and it wakes up and kills us. I mean, we don't just attack it, it wakes up and kills us. We do other stuff. This is where we're going to put our code for the combat. So let's go to our code over here, and two things we need to take into account, or we need to consider, is we need health for our monster, health for us. So we initialize two dictionaries, and it gives us what's it called? All the things we need to do. All the things that we need to take into account. Like, so let's say our health is 100, or our name is soldier, right? How do we access that? We would put player.name, and this is how we're gonna go into our code and be like, hey, player is getting attacked by a monster. It's gonna take X amount of damage. So the health right here is, health health is 100, right? So the player health minus 10 or 20 depending on the attack power of that monster. All right. Then another thing, I constructed two functions that show the overall status of our player and monster. So take a few seconds, pause this, copy it and paste it. Oh, yeah, type it up yourself. But if we run this, it's just like this, right? And the same thing for the monster. So it's the monster, then we look at the key for the name, and it gives us the value of this. And that's how we get like name and key, like that. Actually, we can do something like this instead. I mean, well, similar. Monster key, and it would be, no, it would be monster dot key. No, let's not complicate this. All right, be name. All right, so put name. Okay, once we have all that, let's go look at the code for our room actions where we do our combat. All right, so the first time we go into that room, one thing we want to do is, because we're sneak attacking, the monster's attack power is going to go lower because, hey, it took damage. Same thing for defense. We could reset the monster defense a lot lower, but we'll leave it like that. See, then monster takes -20, so monster health is the same thing as monster health equals monster health minus 20. And we just do this little abbreviation here to equal the same thing, and our monster takes damage. If you want to see that, actually, let me show you. So, monster health equals minus equals 10, and then we're going to print. No, we're gonna run that, and then we're gonna print the monster's actual health. So we right now we know it's 120. So now we know it's 110. Cool. And that's essentially what we did over here. All right, so that sneak attack costed 20 health. Now we're going to enter combat. While combat is true, we're going to print get ready for combat. Then we're going to go, okay, hey, what's the player status? Just like over here, player status, then monster health. So as we're playing along, we're doing a while loop, right? So let's say the monster, we attacked the monster, it took damage, then the monster attacked and we took damage. We go back to this loop and we want to check, hey, are we good? Are we not? So if the player is like below health, then it dies and we go to game over. Here we check if after we attack the monster, right? If the monster's health is below 0, and if it did, then we get out and game over. And here, when the monster attacks, if our health is below 0, we go to game over. These are just extra checks here, in case something happens and we don't we don't catch it over here. All right. Then monsters print its status. Then here, if the monster health is below 0 or equal to 0, the monster has died, you win, and it breaks out of that loop, and we go to game over. Now, let's go to our turn. So we ask the user, hey, what do you want to do? You want to attack? You want to flee? You want to use a potion? So if they choose to attack, our monster takes damage, and because their defense is a little higher than ours, it's like 30, and our attack is like 15, we say, okay, it's going to take half that damage. But because we want to make sure that it's an int or a rounded number, we put that round here. Then we check, hey, we just attacked the monster. Is the monster's health lower than 0 or equal to 0? Yeah, then, okay, you killed the monster, break out of this. Then action 2, flee. So it calls on the second, on this function, but it doesn't actually break out of the loop, right? We press 2. We press 2, see, okay, room decision, enter room decision. Enter room decision. We press 2, elf if choice, prints out the return room description, and it goes back into the loop here. And then it asks us, hey, what room do you want to go into? And we put like 2, okay? And so then there's something fundamentally wrong with this. Okay, so we enter room decision, enter choice, enter room decision. We need to make a loop here. So we should call this, and then call our function itself, so room actions, right? Then enter room. So then it returns this. So room actions equals this. It calls this itself. And so then we start out over here. And then we ask the player, hey, are you going to go to the first room or second room? Okay, that is so much better. Okay, because I was doing it wrong. Like when I was troubleshooting, I was just calling this. I was just going back into the loop, and it was just like, hey, get ready for combat or something like that. And see, we'll test this out. But okay, so once we choose to flee, we enter room decision. would it do this too? Would it ask us this twice? Let's actually no. Let's do that and we'll check it out. Okay, so we call this function, but first this is getting called and it's gonna be like, okay, what is your room decision? So it prints this out, asks us our choice, and we either choose 1 or 2. If we press 2, then it calls this function in itself right here, and it goes back over here. So it doesn't, like this loop, we get out of it. Okay, we'll test that out in a bit. Okay, and then if action 3, this is the potion. So it's right over here. So use potions. We got like 2 or 3 max. And we want to be like, okay, hey, if our health is 100 or above it, we're going to be like, you can't really do anything here. Your health is great and your turn is wasted. And then we go back into the loop so that the player, so that we get the health status of the player and the monster, and then the player can choose, actually no, it gets out of this and then goes to the monster's turn and the monster can attack. Okay, so then let's go back here. If we're not at 100% health, it's going to check how many potions we have available. So long as we have more than 0, it's going to heal us for 20 and it's going to decrease the amount of potions. But let's say we don't have more than 0 potions, then it's going to print out no available potions. And then after this is done, it just goes to the monster's turn, the player takes damage, and if the player checks if the player's health is below 0 or equal to 0, and then takes us to like, hey, you lose, and breaks us out. And then this is just like the other decision where it's like, if it's not room 1, if it's not room if it's not room 1, if the probability is not 1, then you kill the monster with that quick attack or sneak attack and you're good. And then over here as well, it's where the room actions are. So it's like, hey, you're choosing to go in or to go out. If you're not choosing 1 or 2, then you return. All right, cool. Now let's save this and let's go through here. So we're gonna go here, like this, and we're gonna loop back. Let's do that one first. Pause it where you see my code and try type it up. So then start not defined. Where? Oh, okay. We cleared everything up. So could initialize all these. Otherwise, we're gonna get errors. Okay. Cool. Then let's run this. So monster, we are doing some troubleshooting, so we print that out, but we don't need that anymore. So just get rid of that and play. Okay. So what room will we enter? We're going to check our combat. So we're going to go to the second one and we're going to press 2. Okay. Okay, we enter the second room. It gives us a description. Then the business lead, what do you want to do? We want to escape. Because we're afraid, right? Actually, no, we're going to go into combat. So press 1. So pick your text editor right here. And then it's going to be like, okay, you attacked it. It took 20 damage. because we didn't really reinitialize the monster health, so it went from 110 to 90. So then get ready for combat. It displays our statuses, and it checks if we're like above or below. And so if we are below either one of us first, the player, we get out of it. All right, and then we're gonna choose to attack, right? And if we attack, it goes in that loop, and it tells us, hey, this is your status. Are you gonna attack again or not? So we're gonna choose to attack. Automatically, the monster is gonna attack us because it's a ball of fury. All right, so let's keep attacking a few more times, and let's test out. Yeah, let's test out that one of us wins. We win. All right. All right, so we did win. Let's go back to our simulation, and before we start over again, we need to reinitialize the health of both ourselves and our monster, or sorry, the player and the monster. So do this right here, replay. Let's go back. Replay this. We're gonna enter the second room for combat. We're gonna press 1 because we're gonna do combat. Go to our text editor. Where'd it go? Oh, escape for a second? That's weird. Run this again. Okay, text editor. Why is it going to the wrong one? Oh no, something's going on. Okay. So room's choice, game over, invalid literal for int. Let's see. Let's clear everything out and run everything again, but not this. Actually, let's just delete that. Okay, let's restart it. Okay, then run all. Okay, then we're down here. We go to the second room. We're gonna go in for combat. And we're gonna go to the text editor. Okay, cool, it's working again. All right, so the Chiwawolf woke up, it took 20 damage, and then we're gonna choose to attack a few times, and we're gonna take damage as well. Right, okay, so we're 42. Okay, let's do some potions now. So we use 2 potions, now we got nothing, but we're at 100 health. So if we're 100 health and we have no potions, it's going to be like, okay, well, first things first, it's going to check if our health is full, then you wasted that. So we do the combat, let's go back, we take damage, press 3. So now, if it's working correctly, the potions are going to be like, okay, you have low health and you have no potions, so no more potions available, and then you get attacked. All right, so then that's good. Let's see. What else? So we're gonna choose to flee, so we can test that out. So 2. So it's gonna be enter the room 1 or 2. So we're gonna enter the second room. Okay, there it is. Which room will you enter? The soldiers enter. The beast is asleep. You fight it. Okay, and then we're gonna choose to fight or not, and we're gonna do okay. We're gonna press 1, and then it's gonna do the combat. Okay, so good. The only thing is that we won't receive this message until we enter whether we want to go into the first or second room. So that's why when we call the function from another function, it's a little tricky, but it does work. All right, and then let's keep on attacking. let's flee. Which room will you enter? So, and we're going to enter the second room. Okay. So there is, oh, okay. Actually, no, it's working correctly. Okay. Then flee, we're going to choose to flee. We're going to say no, which you have returned to the entrance way for the rooms. Which room will you enter? We're going to go to the first room now. Will you loot the room? Yes. You have ransacked all the gold. Oh, we ransacked all the gold, and now it's asking us for combat. That is very weird. Okay, so that's something that's wrong here. So let's see. Why would it go here? So let's go 2, and we're going to go 1, and we're going to go yes. But it's asking us to go for combat. Okay, let's go to the diagram. So we got out of here. So we're still stuck in that loop. I think that's the issue. So we can't escape that loop. We might need to do some other coding stuff here where we break out of that while loop. And then go into okay, so let's see. We break out of that while loop, and this would be another while loop. While true, yeah, not using functions here is definitely not fun. Okay, so while true, we're going to do this. Let's see. If we get out of here. Oh, okay, no, that works. Okay, so if we break out, if we flee, we break out here, break, and we go back all the way over here. And then it's asking us if choice is 1, input, you have answer. Okay. Oh, okay. So we would maybe need to call the other functions here. So if we come back here, let's call entering room decision. So maybe control X, take that out of here. Take that parameter out so we don't actually need to call it. And then, okay, so then enter room decision choice, which returns a choice value. Okay, so that's good. So then it asks us, hey, what do you want to do? Okay, and then here, it takes those actions into account. So the first one, if you go into the first room, if you go into the second room, then we do all our ifs or whats, then go into that true. And if we choose to flee, we just break out of that while loop, right? Excuse me. Break out of the while loop. And then we're not going to return. We don't want to return. We want to loop back. So then we skip this code here and we go back all the way right here, and this gets selected. I mean, it gets run. And then we go through it again. Okay, cool. All right. And then for here, print, you have return to entranceway. And we're going to do the same thing here because this is part of that while loop. No, we do not want to break out of that. Okay. So here we just put that. You have return to the entranceway, okay? And then the loop continues and comes back over here, and then we get this, hey, what's your choice? And we do this again. So one thing we need to take into account is that we break out of this loop, right? And then we return all the way here, and then over here, if we just choose to go back, it's going to go back here. But if we enter room 2 again each time, we're going to be sneak attacking the monster, which we can leave as is. Like, hey, every time we go back in, we go into the room. Every time we go into the room, we sneak attack the monster, because if we flee after we attack it and it wakes up, it just goes back to sleep. Like, it doesn't really think of anything of us. All right, so let's play this and see what we get. So run this, and then building, rooms, actions, because we're not taking anything in. All right, and then we're going to go to the second room. We're going for combat, right? Okay, so game start. Which room will you enter? The soldier has entered the second room. And the beast is asleep. Do you fight it? I'm gonna fight it. Yes, 1. Okay. All right. The monster has died. You win, and that's because we did not Oh, wait. Okay, wait, what's happening? Okay, so the monster has died. You win. Your chickens have been a bench, and then it's taking us back to the will you enter thing. What room will you enter? And we don't want that. So let's check this. So monster has died, you win. Your chickens have been avenged. Where are we here? Okay, here. So we break out of the first loop, but we don't break out of the second loop, and that's the issue. Okay, so let's see. Game over. We'll do a counter. Game over equals true. Okay. So let's do this. So game over is equal to true, right? Oh wait, no, we're gonna do false here. Game over equals true here. And then let's go to where the second loop, while loop is here. If game over equals true, then we want to break out of this loop. And if we break out of this loop, we break out of this and we just return, and we return nothing. Cool. All right. So let's test this out again. Oh, run this code. Play it. Okay. So we're going to enter the second room. And we're going to attack. But hey, the monster is already at 0 health. The monster has died. You win. Your chickens have been avenged. And then it asks you what room to enter. Let's look a little closer. But then, okay, here, yeah, we get ready for combat. It displays our health. And then it checks here when it displays the status for the monster that it has died. And then which room will you enter? Okay, so when it checks the status of the monster, we need to also allow it to break out of here, of this loop. So if monster health below 0, yeah, no, we should have broken out. So it broke out here. But instead of, okay, here's where we need to put it. If game over, break out of the other loop. Do we need to put this anywhere else? Okay, let's check this first. Okay, enter the second room. Go in for combat. It's going to kill the monster because it's already at low health. And instead of getting us out of that other loop, it takes us back. What's going on here? Okay. Yeah, game over equals true. Okay, let's do some print statements here. So print game over. Oh, we're checking for the player turn. We're not checking for the status. Okay. God damn it. Sorry about that language. It's very, very bad. Okay. We're not checking it here. So this is where the status is. And let's see. For the player, we should actually do that too as well. Okay. Actually, I don't think we're going to need this. Okay, so we check, right, we break out, then if monster attack, we check if the monster, then monster, we need to check also for ourselves here. So for the monster, so okay, and then if game over equals true, control save, Let's run this, and we should be hopefully good to go. Just a lot of troubleshooting. All right, so let's enter the second room. Then we're gonna attack it because it's asleep. All right. Let's go. Okay, so the monster has died because we're checking during status. Hey, it's below health. Yeah, you win. Chickens are banished. Game over. Great. Now let's really initialize here. Okay. So that should all work then. Oh, no. Okay, so we want to break out, right? So we want to flee. So we're going to enter the second room. Then we're going to attack. Okay, go to the text editor. And we're going to flee too. So we break out of the first loop, while loop, go to the second while loop. And it's going to ask you, hey, which one will we enter? We're going to enter the second one. Okay, and then it gives us a description, and then it's going to be like, hey, you want to attack or not? Yeah. And then it's going to take 20 again from the enemy. Let's say we want it to be like, hey, you've already entered once, right? And you woke up the monster. So if that does happen, then hey, you can't sneak attack it anymore. We could change that code here so that it doesn't take damage and we just get ready for the fight. How do we do that? Let's see. Let's escape here. So, actually, no, we're going to leave it like every time you go in there, you can sneak attack it because it doesn't consider you an enemy. All right, so we're pretty much done with our code. Now let's go and update our class with all this. Oh, that is big, yeah. All right. Okay, here we could add parameters and be like player and monster. Enter room decision. That's weird. Why is it not taking that? Okay. So player monster. Okay. Before we fix that, let's do our players here. Control C, and this is going to go in the RPG simulator. So our characters. So char. Okay. And then RPG rooms, accidents choice. Now it's going to take player and monster. Cool. Enter room decision. Go back. Oh, we need to do our functions here. This. So this needs to go status displays. Okay, good. Then the second one. Here we are. A little better now. Print status. Now it should be defined here. Copy this, print status player. Why isn't it recognizing that? Oh, also delete this here. Room actions. I think there's one. Okay, here. Enter room decisions, Control C. Room 1 description and room 2 descriptions. Why is that being recognized? It's not defined. Yeah, but it's right there. Ah. Something's funky going on here. Because building is getting called correctly. Oh, building is getting called somewhere else. Okay, good. Sure. Maybe something wrong with the file itself. All right, we'll need to figure that out. But for the most part, all the code's running. It's good. Just place it here in your class file. Figure out what's wrong with this, and then you should be able to run it and just call it like this. So let's run it. Let's see what happens. Because technically everything is right. Because I can't call any of the other functions in here. That is just so weird. Oh, so I think it's self dot, nope, not that, okay. Okay, maybe we're still trying to figure it out. Okay, so these are going to be a little different. So it's essentially the same thing, but because these are calling themselves out within each other, we're going to take them out of the class and they're going to be on their own, but they're still going to be callable. All right. All right, okay. Okay, Control X. There we are. Okay. Oh, this thing. All right. Cool. This still not going? Okay. What's going on there? Oh, okay. Let's call these here. So, um, so we're gonna go. We're gonna go R equals RPG. But we're going to do it inside. Control X. Oh, wrong place. Here. Okay, here. All right, and then we're going to call it R dot. Yeah, there it is. Okay, thank you for sticking with me for a bit. R dot. R dot. All right, then doing this, creating this object from the class, we can call the other, what's it called? The other functions. So let's see if this is going to work over here. Where's that code? All right, we just need this, okay? Yeah, we don't need to call this anymore. Let's see if that works. Okay, control save. Definitely. All right. Line 1. Oh, we don't need this. Okay. Like this. Control save. Okay. It started out right. The RPG has no room. Okay. No rooms actions. We didn't copy something right. That's why. Okay. Cool. All right, that's working. Let's try this again. RTS room actions. Okay. I guess, how do we call the functions from here over here when it's not attached to an object? So we go from RPG import room actions, and that should work. Okay. Okay, so chicken brave soda, which room will you enter? 2. And we're gonna get more errors. Okay, cool. In room actions, circle arguments, one was given. Okay. All right, so real quick, this is what I did to fix the issue. So in our class file over here for all these methods, instead of satiating something, I called the class within itself, and then I put from RPG equals import RPG, and then I replaced R here with RPG for all of them. Okay. It's like where it used to say R, you put RPG. Okay. All good. Make sure that if these weren't here, you put them to actually call them correctly now. So here too. All right. So then you just save, you go back over here, you make sure things are like this. Since this is a method outside of this class, you need to call it like this, okay? And then program starts here. Now let's run this. Okay, and go up. Oh God, what's going on? All right, something went wrong again. Awesome. Okay, clear. Let's run this. Okay. Oh, okay. Weird. Okay, so it's running correctly. Which room will you enter? I guess sometimes VS Code is a little buggy, or there's something wrong with the code that I just don't know what's going on. Press 2 to enter for the combat room. Okay, so now it's displaying our room description for the second one. We're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna fight. So 1. So that it displays our status for us and the monster. We're going to press 3 to use health. But hey, we have full health, so it's kind of wasted. But then the monster's turns and it attacks us, and then we take some damage. Okay, so let's do another potion. This time it should work. Now our health is above 110. Let's just keep on attacking for a few times. Okay, now let's use another potion. Now we're down to 0 potions. So let's do another potion, and we're gonna get no more potions available. Great. Get ready to move, get ready for combat. We're still in combat. We're gonna flee. We're gonna break out of the first while loop, right? And it's gonna take us back to the rooms to choose from, the entranceway, sorry. And then you're going to be like, okay, hey, I'm going to choose the first one, and it's going to give us the correct description, and it's going to ask you, hey, you want to loot or you want to get back to the entranceway so you can go back to combat. So press 2, and then you're going to be like, okay, we're going to press the second room. The soldier has entered the second room. What's going on? Okay, you'll loot the room. You have returned to the entranceway. Which room will you enter? And we press 2, so we're pressing 2 again. Error here somewhere. The beast is asleep. Okay, you want to attack, yeah. And then 16. Where was the beast health? Okay, so every time you sneak in there to attack, you take 20, so that's worked correctly. Attack again, and then the monster died and you win, and that's pretty much it. There's some issues here where we're already in the entranceway, but it told us, hey, go back. It just made us go back there. So that's weird. I'm not sure where that logic is coming from, but essentially it works. So we're gonna stop. All right, you figure it out, put something in comments, and I will help you, and then I'll come back and make another video.